All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Homebrew. My name is Rishi Pariwala. This is Afjal Wahidi. We are the co-founders of a company called New Home based here in the Boston area. We make home buying simple, transparent, and more affordable. And super excited to walk through another episode of Homebrew. This is a series of episodes that hopefully help you in your home buying process and in home ownership. And we take a lot of things that we learn day to day, helping clients, but also as people that purchase real estate from time to time, try to bestow some good gems on you.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today, Afjal?
So we're going to be talking about what is a pre-approval, why we need one and when should we get one. But really, a pre-approval is your ticket in to buying a home.
That's right. That's right. It is for those that need a mortgage, that is.
That is true. So
right.
if you're a cash buyer,
yep,
you don't need one.
Right. So if you, in that scenario, if you could show, per some redacted bank statements, for example, with your name on it, or, maybe a couple, if there's two people buying together, their bank statements combined can show that you can afford this home, then in that case, you actually don't need a pre-approval because you're telling the seller, in that case, that you are purchasing with cash that you have.
That's correct. So what is a pre-approval?
Yeah, pre-approval is a document that's produced by a bank or a lender that you're working with, or may intend on working with, and it says that effectively they have reviewed your financial standing, your income, your debts, and your credit score, and have arrived at a loan that they think they can give you, and that's effectively how much you're borrowing. Mm-hmm. And they've taken into account how much you're going to make as a down payment towards the purchase of a home. So a simple example is you're buying a $500,000 home, and you decided you're going to be making a 10% down payment. So you're going to be putting $50,000 towards the purchase. And the bank has underwritten you for the other $550,000 based on your financial standing. And so the document kind of outlines these numbers and says, hey, we're the bank, we're legitimate. We are saying on paper that we are willing to lend you this amount of money based on what you've shown us so far.
And I just need one pre-approval, correct?
Yeah, that's right. You only need one. So we end up talking to a number of clients who are, been spending a month talking to 4, 5, 6 different lenders, trying to get multiple pre-approvals before they've even stepped foot in a house. And our belief is you just need one pre-approval. Don't spend all this time, investing, talking to different loan officers and lenders. We just need one to be able to make an offer. And you will have time later after you've got an accepted offer to shop around and to talk to other lenders. Now, it doesn't mean you can't talk to lenders during this time period, but you don't need multiple pre-approvals for them. We believe in your ability to shop around. We give you at least 3 lenders to talk to if you don't have them already at the time. Once you've got an accepted offer, to go and further get, estimates and quotes from others. So it's not that we don't believe in that. It's just that we just need one pre-approval to kind of keep going in the process.
Got it. So I know what a pre-approval is, but why do I need one?
Yeah, so you need one because this is a document that you're going to ultimately submit with an offer. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're selling a house and I'm trying to buy it, you receive an offer, but there's nothing behind it. There's no evidence that says that I can actually buy it, that I actually have the money, or that I have, the lender, or I have the capital from others, maybe family and such, that says that I can buy it. Mm-hmm. How likely are you to allow me to buy that or accept that?
I wouldn't choose you.
You wouldn't choose me, right?
Yep.
So it's not that it's required under any state law or anything like that. No one looks at it after an offer is accepted, really. But the pre-approval sends a signal. It sends a signal from me to you that says, hey, I'm a bona fide buyer, and I have the financial wherewithal to buy the home that you want to sell based on a price that we've agreed to.
Got it.
And so it's great financial evidence. Without one, you're kind of wasting your time when you're making an offer and you're not really putting your best foot forward.
Got it. So when do you recommend getting one?
Yeah, so we recommend getting one at the point in time when you say to yourself, I do want to buy a home, and I'm serious about making an offer at some point in time. If you are casually looking at homes online just for fun, but you have no intention of buying a home, then I wouldn't say go spend your time trying to get a pre-approval. But if you know deep down that you do intend on buying something, or you may need to because there's some change in life situation coming up, then get a pre-approval. There's almost no reason not to. It only takes away hurdles or puts a highlight on things that you need to overcome and should try to overcome. So one of the situations we ran into was a home buyer that hadn't gotten a pre-approval because she believed she had, more than enough income, had very little to no debts, as a comparison to her income. And she was going to be totally qualified to buy this new development condo that she had her eyes set on. And it was like she was making a good amount of money, well into the upper $100,000 range. So she had this belief that, any lender was going to approve her and she was going to have no problems. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, she had a car payment that wasn't paid. She didn't know it. She had no idea. And so it had impacted her credit score so much to the point that the lender that she was going with couldn't actually, based on their criteria, lend the amount of money that she needed to buy this condo. And so it created an extremely stressful situation for her because she wanted to continue buying this home. So that was a decision she made. But she had to come up with other ways to fill the gap that she had. So she had to ask her family for money as a potential backup by the time that she was closing. She was constantly watching her credit score sort of on a regular basis, trying to see if it's gone up. Or, it's not very easy to predict when a credit score may go up, even though you had one bad piece of performance and then all good outside of that. It's sort of a black box, which is unfortunate. And so it just made what could have been a very smooth process a lot tougher for her. In the end, she ended up getting the lending that she did need, fortunately, and it was because pushed out. It was a new development, and so it gave her the time to get the credit score back to where she needed, and she was able to get the funding. But it just created a bunch of hiccups.
I guess you kind of never want to assume like you'll get qualified.
Exactly.
Right. So a pre-approval is that stamp saying, hey, I can take that next step, especially in a competitive market. Yeah. Time is of the essence, right? So you you found a home, you like it, you want to make an offer. So to make an offer, you do need a pre-approval.
Right. Exactly. And it's not like, if your agent is asking you for one, or someone else, it's not that they don't believe that you could buy it. We all believe that most people can. Like I try to believe that most people are good and what they're doing is based on some, basic level of intent. But sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so this young lady unfortunately didn't. And so just caused her a lot of strife. And, she's all set now, but it was tough at the time.
Got it. So, how do I actually get a pre-approval? From who do I get it from?
Yeah. So there's a number of banks and lenders that are around the Boston area, that are nationwide. We always recommend trying to work with a lender that's local. It's not something that, has come from any requirement as such, but sellers and seller agents typically like to see a lender that they know and that they've maybe worked with in the past, and they see a name and they know that they can execute on a loan and They're not going to be a troublesome lender. They're going to move, in time. They're going to have their appraisal team out in time, et cetera. And so while it's recommended to try to work with a local lender or a national bank that has a presence here, in your local area, it's not required. But whoever you decide to choose to go to, like I said, you only need one and to start off. But you can go and connect with a loan officer at this bank or lending institution. We utilize Guaranteed Rate. They are our preferred lender. There's the largest lender in the state of Massachusetts as well. And they got a really smooth process. They actually have an ability to have you do a pre-approval right online, as do others. And but it's a really easy and simple process, and you can input your numbers, upload your documents, and within the day you could have a pre-approval letter in your inbox.
Great. So really the takeaway is get a pre-approval in the beginning of the home buying process.
If you do need one.
If you do need one.
Yeah.
You do need to provide that pre-approval when you submit an offer.
Yeah.
Right?
It's highly, highly, highly encouraged. And without one, you're kind of just submitting a blank offer.
All right. And we also know how to get one. So I think this is really helpful.
Yeah. Thanks. Again, I know sometimes people kind of fret at the idea of getting one. They think it's going to impact their credit score and things like that. Really, we've never had a client have a pre-approval process impact their credit score to the point that they can't buy a home. And so we wouldn't want that to be the reason why you don't get one.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the process, and you need one to submit an offer if you want to buy a home. If you're serious about buying a home, you should get one.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, it also outlines the types of mortgages and the costs that come along with the mortgage you're ultimately going to get anyways. And so, why not take a moment to understand what those products are? Whether you end up going with that lender or not, pre-approval is also not binding, right? If I get one from you as a lender, it doesn't mean that I have to use you. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're getting that first one. Don't feel like you have to get it from a lender that's like the one that you're going to go with. You could get it from any lender. And when it comes time to shop around, you can touch base with more lenders at that point.